These coins in my hand are super rare, and their combined value runs into the millions of dollars. Not thousands, not hundreds of thousands, millions. And every single person in this hobby who truly understands what they are looking at right now knows exactly why. 5 quarter-dollar coins, 5 colors that have never been seen together in a single collection, 5 individual masterpieces of natural chemistry and American minting history sitting right here in the palm of my hand, each one carrying a story so extraordinary, a rarity so absolute, and a significance so deep within the numismatic world that even the most experienced professional collectors lose their composure the moment these coins enter a room. These are not coins that show up at regular auctions. These are not coins that appear in standard catalogs or sit in ordinary showcases. These are coins that occupy a space so far above rare that the hobby has never quite found the right word to describe them accurately. This channel has always brought you the real, the genuine, the extraordinary. Every single coin presented here has always been worthy of your time and your trust, and that foundation has never once been compromised. But today, everything that this channel has ever built is pointing toward this single moment. Because what I am holding right now is the highest point this channel has ever reached. 5 coins that carry not just financial value running into the millions, but a historical and emotional significance that has earned them a deeply special place in the heart of every serious coin collector alive today. These coins are referenced in numismatic history, to each other in quiet conversations at major shows. The ones everybody has heard about and almost nobody has ever actually seen, until right now, until this video, until this moment that you almost scrolled past and did not. This coin in my hand right now, this single coin, is the one that every serious collector on this planet has been chasing for years. Not decades, years of active, aggressive, financially committed pursuit. And the reason is sitting right in front of you, radiating a color that a quarter-dollar coin was never designed to wear, and has absolutely no business being this beautiful in. This is the 1969 silver quarter dollar, and the color of this coin, look at it, is green. Not silver, not gray, not anything that a mint ever intended or a collector ever expected. Green. A deep, rich, living green that covers this coin from edge to edge. Like nature herself decided that this particular quarter deserved something far more extraordinary than the surface it was born with. And in the numismatic world, where color is not decoration but documentation, not aesthetic but evidence, a green of this depth, this authenticity, and this completeness on a 1969 silver quarter places this coin in a category that most collectors spend their entire lives trying to reach, and never do. Now understand something fundamental about color and coin collecting. When professionals walk into a grading room, the first thing their eyes go to is surface. Not date, not mint mark, surface. Because natural, color transformation of this quality is the single rarest phenomenon in modern American coinage. Rarer than mint errors, rarer than die varieties, rarer than low mintage figures. Anyone can count how many coins were struck in a given year. Nobody can predict which coin nature will choose to transform. Nobody can schedule it. Nobody can manufacture it to any standard that authentication would accept for even a moment. What you are seeing on this 1969 quarter is the result of decades of natural chemistry working in complete silence, copper oxidation building layer upon invisible layer across years and years, until the day someone looked down and discovered that an ordinary silver quarter had quietly become one of the most visually extraordinary coins in the entire documented history of American numismatics. And the auction world has already spoken about exactly what that means in financial terms. In 2020, a coin of this nature and this color sold at auction for $150,000, one single coin, 1 quarter, $50,000 in a room, full of the most serious collectors and investors in this hobby. People who had seen everything, cataloged everything, and yet still raised their paddles without hesitation because they understood precisely what genuine rarity of this level commands and will always command. And that number, extraordinary as it already is, represents only the baseline. A specimen of this same coin in superior, preserved condition carries a professional valuation reaching $250,000 and beyond. Because condition and color together on a coin this rare do not add value linearly, they multiply it. Every point of great improvement on a coin, this visually spectacular pushes the ceiling higher in ways that standard pricing models are not built to contain. Now here is something that every person watching this needs to hear and remember permanently. If you are fortunate enough to own a coin like this, a naturally toned, naturally colored, fully authentic green quarter of this quality, do not clean it. Do not touch the surface. Do not attempt to restore it. Do not let anyone near it with any chemical or cloth or tool of any kind. Regardless of how well-intentioned their advice is, That green surface is not something that needs to be fixed. That green surface is the value. Every professional grader, every serious auction house, every elite collector in this hobby will tell you the same thing, without a moment of hesitation. A cleaned coin is a damaged coin. A cleaned, naturally toned coin is a destroyed coin. The color that nature spent decades building onto this surface cannot be restored once it has been removed. It is gone permanently. And with it goes the overwhelming majority of everything that makes this coin what it is. The coin you hold untouched is worth hundreds of thousands of dollars. The coin you clean because it looked dirty is worth the silver. Content of a standard quarter. Protect the surface. Protect the color. Protect everything. This is the 1969 silver quarter dollar with full natural green. The coin that sold for $50,000 in 2020. The coin that climbs to $250,000. In premium condition, the coin that every collector in every serious circle has a story about. The one they almost found, the one that got away, the one they would pay any reasonable price to own. The coin that does not just make a collection valuable, the coin that makes a collection legendary. Green was never supposed to be on this coin, and yet here it is, perfect, permanent, and worth more than most people earn in years of work. This is where the collection begins. And if this is the beginning, prepare yourself for everything that follows. Next up, and I need you to understand the weight of those two words right now, because what is coming next in this collection does not simply continue the story. It elevates it into a dimension that most collectors never get close enough to even witness firsthand. There are moments in coin collecting when everything you think you understand about metal, minting, and history simply stops making sense, and you are forced to look closer. What you are seeing right now is one of those moments. This is not just another quarter pulled from circulation. This is not something you find in a pocket, a jar, or even a standard collection. What you are looking at is a 1972 Washington quarter, but not as it was ever meant to exist. Because this coin is blue, not gray, not silver, not lightly toned. Blue! A deep, electric, almost unreal shade of blue that seems to move under the light, shifting between ocean tones and midnight reflections as the surface turns in your hand. A color so unexpected, so visually striking, that even seasoned collectors pause, because they know immediately they are not looking at something ordinary. Now understand this clearly. The United States Mint never designed a quarter to look like this. There was no plan, no special issue, no official release that would ever produce a coin with this kind of color. What you are seeing here is not intention. It is transformation. Over decades, under very specific and unpredictable environmental conditions, the surface of this coin has undergone a natural chemical evolution. Microscopic layers forming, reacting, changing slowly over time until one day, what was once a standard coin became something entirely different. In the world of numismatics, this phenomenon is known as natural toning. And while toning itself is not rare, this level of color is, because not all toning is created equal. Most coins tone into dull browns, soft grays, or uneven patches that collectors often ignore. But once in a great while, under conditions that cannot be replicated, on demand, a coin develops vibrant, stable, and visually dramatic color. And when that color presents itself in strong blues, especially across a large portion of the surface, the entire category of the coin changes. It is no longer just a quarter. It becomes a target piece. The kind of coin that advanced collectors search for over years. The kind of coin that quietly circulates in private deals, elite collections, and high-end showcases. The kind of coin that, when certified by top grading companies like the Professional Coin Grading Service or the Numismatic Guarantee Company, can command attention far beyond its face value. And here is where things become even more interesting, because value in coins like this is not just about the date. It is not just about condition. It is about eye appeal, a factor that cannot be measured by machines, only by human reaction. And when a coin like this enters a room, the reaction is immediate. Collectors lean in. Dealers stop mid-conversation. And people who have seen thousands of coins still take a second look, because they understand something that most people don't. You cannot manufacture this and pass professional authentication. Artificial color exists, but it fails under expert inspection. The texture is wrong. The layering is wrong. The progression is wrong. And the moment it is identified, the value disappears. But natural color, true, stable, original toning, tells a completely different story. It carries time within it. It carries history. It carries a process that cannot be rushed, copied, or reversed. And when that process results in a full or near full blue, a presentation on a coin like the 2072 Washington quarter, you are no longer dealing with a common collectible. You are dealing with a standout. Now let's talk about something Critical. Something that every viewer needs to... A coin like this. Do not clean it. Do not wipe it. Do not attempt to improve it in any way. Because the surface you are looking at right now is everything. That blue color is not sitting on top of the coin like paint. It is part of the surface itself, built layer by layer over years. The moment you touch it with a cloth, a chemical, or even the wrong kind of handling, you risk destroying what makes it valuable. And once it's gone permanently. A naturally toned coin with strong visual appeal can be worth hundreds or even thousands of dollars depending on grade and certification. The same coin cleaned or damaged, it drops back to being just another quarter. That is the difference between understanding and not understanding what you're holding. This is not just metal. This is time, chemistry, and rarity working together in complete silence until the right person notices. And right now, you're looking at it. A 1972 Washington quarter that defies expectation, challenges perception, and proves that even the most ordinary objects can become extraordinary under the right conditions. And this is only one piece of the story. Because if you think blue is rare, there are coins. And then there are coins that completely redefine what collectors believe is possible. What you are looking at right now falls into the second category. This is not just another modern quarter. Not something pulled casually from circulation. Not something you toss into a jar and forget. This is a 1995 Washington quarter, but in a form that almost feels impossible the first time you see it. Because this coin is black, not dark gray, not lightly toned, not shadowed by lighting or camera tricks. Black, a deep, full-bodied, almost mirror-absorbing black that stretches across the surface in a way that feels more like polished stone than minted metal, the kind of appearance that immediately stops you mid-scroll, forcing your eyes to lock in and your mind to ask one question. How is that even real? Now here's the truth that separates casual viewers from serious collectors. The United States Mint never released a quarter that looks like this. There was no special edition, no alternate finish, no secret production run that created black coins for circulation. What you're seeing here is not design. It is transformation. Over time, years, sometimes decades, a coin's surface can react to its environment. Air, humidity, storage materials, microscopic contaminants, all of it slowly interacting with the metal. And in extremely rare cases, those interactions produce something extraordinary. In numismatics, this is called natural toning. But what you are looking at here goes far beyond ordinary toning. Because most toned coins develop uneven colors, patchy browns, dull grays, maybe a hint of gold or light blue. That's common. This is not. A near camel black surface on a coin like the 1995 Washington quarter is something that exists on the edge of rarity. It requires a very specific chain of conditions. Conditions that cannot be planned, cannot be rushed, and most importantly, cannot be replicated convincingly. And that's where things get serious. Because in today's market, artificial toning exists everywhere. People try to force color onto coins using chemicals, heat, and shortcuts. But here's what they can't fake. Consistency, depth, authentic aging. Professional graders at organizations, like the Professional Coin Grading Service and the Numismatic Guarantee Company, don't just look at color. They study how that color formed. They look for flow. They look for layering. They look for the subtle transitions that only time itself can create. And when a coin passes that level of scrutiny with a deep original black patina, it enters a completely different category. Not just collectible. Desirable! Because here's something most people don't realize. In modern coins like the 1995 quarter, rarity is not about mintage. Millions were made. You can still find them in circulation. But you will almost never find one that looks like this. That is where the value shifts. From quantity to uniqueness. From common to exceptional. And when a coin combines strong condition with dramatic, eye-catching toning like this, it becomes what collectors call an eye appeal piece. The kind of coin that doesn't just sit in a collection, it becomes the centerpiece. The one people ask about. The one people remember. The one people try to buy. Now let's talk about value, because this is where expectations need to be real, not exaggerated. A naturally toned coin like this, if authenticated and graded, can command significantly higher prices than a normal example, sometimes hundreds, even thousands of dollars depending on the strength of the color and overall condition. Not because it's older, not because it's rare in production, but because it is rare in appearance. And in this hobby, appearance, when it's real, can change everything. But with that comes responsibility. If you ever come across a coin like this, listen carefully. Do not try to fix it, because what you're seeing is not dirt. It is not damage in the traditional sense. It is the result of time itself working across the surface. That black layer is part of the coin now. Remove it and you don't restore the coin. You destroy what makes it special. Collectors, dealers, and grading experts all agree on this point without hesitation. A cleaned coin loses its story, and in many cases, its value. This coin, untouched, holds character, rarity, and visual power. The same coin, cleaned, becomes just another quarter. And that difference is everything. So what you're looking at right now is more than just a 1995 Washington quarter. It is proof that even in modern coinage, where everything feels mass-produced and predictable, there are still moments of true unpredictability. Moments where chemistry, time, and chance come together to create something that was never supposed to exist, but does. And when it does, the entire hobby pays attention. This is the Black 1995 Washington quarter. Unexpected, unrepeatable, unforgettable, and if you think this is where the story reaches its peak, you haven't seen anything yet.